When I go into a museum, the first thing I want to know is, okay, how are we making the public immersed? How are we making them feel like they are actually living the history around them? Civil War reenactments, living historians, that sort of thing are very important. You have YouTubers who rough it as they did back in like the 1700s or 1800s, and I think being able to immerse yourself in that time period, being able to immerse yourself in a historical period is crucial to understanding the importance of what's around you. My name is William Smith. I'm a history major at the University of Alabama with a minor in general business, and I work with the Wesleyan Foundation on campus. My involvement with this wonderful museum started when I came here just to look at the exhibits, and I was invited to make an exhibit of my own, and so I made an exhibit about William Gorgas and his work on the Panama Canal. It was a very long process, about a period of half a year of the work itself and another half a year of just getting it all put together. It's basically just about William and what he did for the Panama Canal project, how he got about making sure not a whole lot of people died on it, and just how important he was to making it a project that didn't collapse on its own weight. Right here we have an interactive part of the exhibit where you can have pictures of the canal itself. You've got a box of matches for the workers of the canal themselves. You've got all these awards that General Gorgas was given for his work. All sorts of artifacts that I think are really important to the exhibit itself, because it's not just reading the text box or looking at the photos or anything like that. You can actually touch the history itself. I was interested in this topic because my focus as a history major is on the 19th century, so 1800 to 1899 basically. In 1898, America declared war on Spain, and we got a lot of nice little possessions like the Philippines and Cuba, and that sort of opened us to needing a way to get to the Pacific that wasn't just by shipping everything from DC to California. When we took the Panama Isthmus, it really helped springboard us into what now constitutes an American empire that stretches around the globe. It all started with this nice little program called Microsoft Word. All the text boxes behind me and then the rest of the exhibit were made on that program, and it was sort of transcribed onto those text panels using, I believe it was Teams. And Mr. Thompson and I sort of collaborated on how they would look and how they would be formatted. Especially the images themselves, we wanted to make sure that there were some visual images that people could look at as they read to sort of give them an idea of what each panel was about. People shouldn't be scared or even intimidated when it comes to making something like this. When I started with this, I didn't know too much about General Gorgas or the Panama Canal itself. I had to do a lot of my own research, and I had to put myself in places and mindsets that I hadn't really thought of before, and it was just all about putting my work out there and just trying my very best to do a good presentation of what I was capable of. My experience here has sort of, I almost want to say it's the reason I decided to pursue that path instead of just becoming a history teacher. It really helped me understand what I can do with my degree in history and just how I can put it to a practical application that isn't just teaching 5th graders about George Washington. I want to work in museums, I want to work in archives. I'm already doing a part-time job over at the 𝙬𝙬 Collections, just helping people get manuscripts and other materials for their projects. And I really just want to help people, maybe not with their interpretation of history, but more so just their access to it. I want them to be able to see all the facts before them in a nice and concise way so they can absorb the knowledge rather than just memorize it. Not all history is learned in the classroom. You have historical sites like, even in Alabama, you have Fort Morgan, Mountainville, the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, all these different places where people can sort of learn history not through a book or through a classroom, that I think is very valuable in today's society, where you don't have to just sit down to experience history.